All right, it's
Hello.
time. It's time for that spell. So
Yes,
you are casting suggestion on Zendala,
I sure am.
and the suggestion is
Um, it could be up to 2 sentences. So I want to say, um, why don't you tell us why you're really here?
okay. All right.
Yeah, just to try and puzzle out if she's like charmed him or.
Do you want to drop that save in the or that spell in the chat? So
Yes, I
I have it
can.
readily handy, so I don't have to pull it up.
Yeah, I can only do. Okay. It's
There you go.
DC 15
Okay, so she has advantage on this roll
as a half elf. Yep.
as a half elf. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
So your magic washes over her like so much jungle rain, and she stands from the table and she points a finger at you and casts a spell of her own. Can you make a DC 15 will save, please?
Wisdom as well.
Yeah, wisdom save.
I can.
All right. So she gets up and casts a spell, which you deflect to, and then chaos breaks out. Right. So let's, I guess, like roll initiative real quick, because things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Yep.
Let me pull us over to the map here, so we can all see what's up.
Okay. Do you want me to keep that same initiative or?
Yes. Yeah. I'll just pop the order open.
Sounds good.
So what was sorry? What was yours, Malik?
It was 13. I was just going to re-roll it and then edit, but you can put it as well.
Yeah, I can just add it in. Okay, so you got 13. And little fox is over here.
Am I part of this initiative thing?
You might as well roll, just
Great.
because.
I'm fast.
Okay. I have a fair bit of initiative to roll here because I also have to add a bunch of NPCs tokens and stuff to the map.
Yep.
Because casting a spell on someone makes them not happy. So let me just give me a
I'm
second.
farther away than you've placed me, right?
Yes, yeah, you're not literally just sitting outside.
Yeah. Okay. You just
Oh, and while I was thinking on the break, while Adam does this, and I enjoyed, I do enjoy, I think it's important to talk about this stuff. Blue Jay, I don't think you did anything wrong at all. You played your character, and now I'm counter playing my character. I think. I hope.
I'm not like I don't actually think that I'm doing anything wrong.
Okay, that's good. Because I saw you talking in chat. And
I just YouTube comment tears. It's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure we were cool despite having.
No, I'm just pre-anticipating everyone hating how I make my in-character decisions. It's fine. Like I still make them because I still think that they're what my character would do.
All right.
Good.
So Zendala, what did I get for her for initiative? Like 7, I think.
Yeah, I think she got
No, she got a 5.
5.
Yeah, because we got 13. Okay. Now let me roll one for old Commander Niles here. And I'll roll one for the thugs.
I realize
Sir image not available.
Sir image, exactly. Sir not appearing in this film.
Is he a tiny baby head inside some chainmail?
Yeah, tiny baby head and some chainmail. And then I'll roll for the guards just because, it's important. Where are they?
God, those thugs are quick on the draw.
Yes, they're about to beat the shit out of Malik too. Okay, all right. So let me descend to this order. Yes, so the thugs leap into action when Zendala casts her spell. She stands up and points and shouts, and the rasping magic. Her familiar wakes up suddenly and burps, and is attentive. And then the thugs, they're gonna move. Now you're gonna blocking the exit unless someone cuts open the tent. But all of these thugs rush at you, Malik.
Okay.
And they are going to lay into you with their maces. They have big heavy clubs they're gonna use to. You ruined their fun party. They were having a great time until you showed up. So here we go. 8 attacks. You let me know if you want to do anything for each of these. So here's the first one.
All right. I think I saved the luck points for crits.
Okay, so there's 5 damage.
All right.
Here's the second one. Oh, and they all have advantage because they have pack tactics.
Yeah.
Second one misses. Great. Okay, so here's the third one for 6.
All right.
Well, it's been a pleasure adventuring with you, Dave.
Fourth one, which is a miss, but just barely. The fifth one for 6.
Okay.
Okay, I got 3 more. Sixth one for 7.
Yeah. You can use this number instead. No, you can't. No, you can't. Take another 7.
Okay. And
What's your AC, Dave?
15.
Let's see. That's
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 2 more.
Please no.
Okay, there's one for 3.
No, you can have this. No, no, Dave. What are you doing?
So unlucky. All right.
I'm already unconscious.
You're unconscious. Okay. So they
Unless you want to kill me, which is
so
fine.
they're not attacking to kill you. They're attacking to knock you unconscious, which they do.
They certainly do.
So they drop you to 0 and you're knocked out. So basically they jump on you. One of them like grabs you and punches you in the stomach. The other one bats you over the back of the head. And this is basically just like 4 like burly criminal types just like beating on you. Just like they just knock you out. And we stay with the scene, right? Your head hits the table and you fall on the floor. One of them lifts you up and you're like limp in their arms. And Zendala looks at the commander, and the commander looks at her, and she says, "Well, there's still room in the cage, isn't there?" And he nods and just kind of like slumps down and like waves, like, "Get this out of my way." And then they like take you outside. So meanwhile, this thug is also unconscious. Meanwhile, Little Fox, what are you doing? You don't really hear any of this, I don't think.
Yeah, I think this is just attempt 2 at tearing this cage open with my bare hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the thugs won't do
and
anything.
I can see where this is going, Adam. I can see where this is going. But I think this is my best move. So with advantage again.
Nice.
There it is.
Okay, there you go. All right, so you're like.
So she. And there's like horrible, metal wrenching sound as she tears the door off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The door rips open, and Artis looks at you like, "Wow, nice work."
And I'm gonna throw my warhammer to his burly lizard friend,
Mm-hmm.
which is not my so I'm keeping my biggest hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving the middle-sized hammer to his friend. I've still got my backup weapon, and Little Fox is gonna try to like get a sense of what's going on in the camp, but that's my action for the round. Certainly.
Yeah, you could still move, but that's about it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll like move over here
Okay.
so I can see better.
All right. Okay. So you move over. Yeah, you move over there, and so that's you. Malik is unconscious. Niles doesn't do anything. Zendala stays where she is. The guards all kind of like are still goofing around, and then the thugs, they're gonna start moving. So when you're dragging someone, basically you move half your movement rate, right? I think that's
so.
how it works. Okay. Well, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's what you do when you're grappling someone. But if there's
But
2
you're
of them,
unconscious, and there's 2 of them. So let's just.
They're
say
just carrying a
just
big
move.
sack,
it's fine.
Okay, so you see them,
essentially.
2 of them carrying Malik like hanging unconscious. He's bloody. There's like blood dripping out of his nose, and like he's got a black eye. He's been beaten in the head a bunch of times. And you see
They haven't just punched me; they've hit me with maces.
maces. Yeah, your shit is all fucked up. So they come out here dragging Malik, and then I think, let's see, that's probably about as far as they get. They get out to the fire, and what's their passive perception? I think it's decent. They might see you, but we'll see. It's like 10. It's 50-50. I'm gonna roll. Okay, yeah. So one of them spots you, and they see the broken cage, and they're like, he points. He's like, "Hey, what's that?" And the others, they see it, and one of them shouts, "Zendala, we got visitors!" And they drop Malik on the ground, unceremoniously on the
Poor little guy.
on the earth there. Yeah. So you can go if you want to.
It's my turn.
It can be. Yep.
So I can talk a little bit. It doesn't take my action, right?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, she just like turns back, and I'm mostly talking to the Dino Man.
I should add turns for them too. Hold on.
But yeah, mostly talking to the Dino Man. She just says, "Help me fight, and then you can go." And then she just goes into a rage and runs at these dudes.
Okay, and artist got artist got a 9, and Dragon Bait got an 18. Okay.
And so yeah, I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna pop my rage. I'm gonna recklessly attack this first one.
Okay.
With the maul. It was almost a crit.
Yeah,
it's 25 a hit, Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not very
great.
armored.
I deal 15 damage to him.
Okay. All right. So this beast comes rushing out at them. And
yeah, they're just like an animal roar as she charges in.
Okay. Yeah, and so you come rushing in with your maul, smash one of them, who staggers back from Malik's body as far as you know. And Malik stays snoozing. Oh yeah, you're raged now, right?
Yeah, I'm in a rage.
Have they taken the time to stabilize me, or am I making rolls?
No, you're just at 0. They brought you to 0 and left you there.
Yeah, they were.
They're doing subdual damage or whatever.
Okay.
Their intent was to knock you out.
Right, that makes sense.
Okay, and then let me slot that in there, and that's at 9 now. Okay, so anyway, the commander probably gets up like, "Oh, something's going on," and he goes to the door to see what's up. Then Artis comes out of his cage, looks down at the thug, and we see him. He looks up at his friend, and he's like, "Come on, buddy, we got to get out of here." And his friend gives a stern kind of look and emits a smell, and Artis is like taking the thug's mace and is holding it, and he's like patting the guy down, and he looks up at his friend. And he's like, "Well, no, I don't care about them." And then you see him hold up his hand, and you could see the like tan line where our ring would be. He's like, "Ah, hell." And he like flips the mace in either hand, and he slips away this way, and I think he's gonna disappear. He goes sneaky, and he goes this direction. So he's gonna take the hide action, and he's gonna move that way. Zendala is gonna make her move out here, and yeah, I think she can. I think she's going to finish her round up over there. So she goes around this tent. Maybe like an acolyte is coming out of the tent. She pushes her out of the way. The guards still don't really know what to do. So the thugs are going to go. This thug moves his entire movement rate to try to get into the fight. So he comes running around the corner. Okay. So let's see. The remaining thugs close in on Little Fox. So they surround you, and now it's your turn to receive 8 drubbings by priests or by thugs. So let me grab the thug character sheet. 8 attacks at advantage. Here we go. But at least the damage is halved.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 1 for 8.
That misses because I have 16 DC 16 now.
Okay. So there's 2. 3.
It's not so easy
4.
when you're fighting someone your own size.
There we go. Finally hits you for 1.
Okay,
So you take 2 damage. So that's 4 attacks. Here's another 4. 1, 2.
So
it's another 2. Then
another
another 2. Yeah. So you've taken 6 so far, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. There you go.
And another 3.
Yeah, so they're just wailing on you, and you can't feel it. You're getting bruised and battered and beaten, but
Just hitting her with sticks, and she's like, "Ah!"
go down, damn you! All right, and then this dude, he follows his friend. He's got a total move of 60, so he's going to come up and try to jump on this thug. So we see him, we see Dragonbait, which is his name. We see Dragonbait sneak in between the 2 layers of tents, slip through, and then burst out from behind one of the tent holding his warhammer, and he's going to go and try to fight the thug on his next turn. Little Fox, it's your turn.
I will take another reckless swing, because I mean, I may as well. They got advantage anyways, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah, reckless attack against the same one that I hit previously. Does a 24 hit.
It does, yes.
Another 15 damage.
All right, not down yet.
Damn, these guys are tough.
They are quite tough, yes. Okay, so you are fighting for your life as these guys pummel you with heavy sticks.
Yeah, and there's lots of like bellowing and, you know, swinging at empty air and then occasionally catching one of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The commander is like shouting at his guards, like, "Stay on the walls. Remember, enemies without." And he's like, "I'll handle this." And he drunkenly kind of like is shouting orders, you know, ankle deep in mud. Artis will continue moving towards the tent. But now
Also,
I actually have to roll stealth for him.
Little Fox's bellowing is definitely something Arcturus recognizes as a, like, they're fighting now sound.
Arcturus, do you want to make a perception check?
Just putting it out there.
You're muted, Blue Jay.
You're muted somehow.
Something got unplugged. Nope. All right, so not only can Arcturus not hear you, but we cannot hear Arcturus. So I'm gonna roll stealth for Artis Simber here, who is not trained in stealth. That sounds like Blue Jay.
Sorry, is that?
Yeah,
am
we
I
can
bad?
hear you now.
Yeah, you're good now.
That was weird.
Okay, so let's see how he does. Ooh, lucky. Okay, so he's got a stealth of 19. So you see him, Little Fox, you're fighting, and you just see him do the like cartoonish like do. Like he looks at you like you're doing a good job, and he like sneaks towards the.
It's totally the kind of situation where he could just walk normally because
Yeah.
there's so much other shit happening.
But he's sneaking towards the tent, and he gets up to the tent, and he doesn't have a knife or anything. So he's like looking for a way to get into this tent, and he stops there.
So I can
yes,
roll
make a perception check to see if you hear the battle cries of. Yes.
I hear battle cries, and I probably
No one else in the camp hears it.
I mean, I was in a conversation with several of them. No one at the camp was asleep yet, so we wouldn't be either. So I would probably be like, I fear that something may have gone awry.
And she looks at you like, why?
That yelling?
She shakes her head, and all she can hear is like there's like a gorilla somewhere in the
I don't know,
jungle.
some jungle animal.
Yeah.
That is definitely Little Fox, and she is definitely angry.
It seems to me that that's how she is all the time.
You haven't seen angry.
She shrugs and she says, I can't leave my men, but
I don't know. You haven't seen Little Fox fight. I don't know that she will be able to tell friend from foe. If you want the men of yours who are still in the camp to remain, we should probably help, is what I'm saying.
roll a persuasion check.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. 10?
She's not leaving. She says, if you want to head over there, if you want to go to the camp, you're welcome to, but
I need to remember to give myself guidance. Anywho.
hold on before I try to convince you. Now, what was I saying?
Dearest Tushia, please give me the power to persuade this babe.
Yeah, so she's just like, no, I have to stay here at camp with my men. If you feel the need to go running off after your friend.
Sure, I'll be right back. I'm sure it's not. And then I would, yeah.
So your camp is at the edge of the woods, and there's like a no man's land.
Yeah, I don't know how far that would
And you
be.
can run at top speed 60 feet a turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he like 2 or 3 rounds away?
I
you
think so.
reckon,
Yeah,
or-
I think you're like 3 rounds of just like booking it across no man's land to get there.
Yep. That
Okay.
makes sense. There's
So-
yep.
Let me.
I love it. I'm just going to go and then like dead sprint. Just
Yeah, I have to, and you're like running through the darkness, just booking it towards the post. Okay, so let me roll initiative, Arcturus.
Oops, I didn't select my token.
It's okay. Perfect. Okay, Arcturus, Slovuzexeth. All right, so you're at the bottom of the order, and basically just every turn make a note, and once you've completed 3 turns, you're at the edge of the pit.
Okay.
Okay, so that was Artis's turn. Now it is Zandala's turn. So Zandala.
rip me.
Yeah. Just need to look up how a spell works, and then I'm going to ask you to make a saving throw. Oops, I'm looking in the wrong thing.
I wish I had the feature where being enraged makes me harder to charm and stuff. I wish I had that.
Okay, here we go.
What's that from? How do
So
you get that?
she starts to wave her hands, and you can see magical energy floating around her fingers, and then she goes and like blows it in the air towards you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
You're good at wisdom.
Am I?
So,
I'm 7 good at wisdom.
So here's what happens. You go from being surrounded by these guys beating on you, and then all of a sudden you blink and your point of view is much lower, and you notice like you're very disoriented because she's turned you into a pig. You are a pig now. She has polymorphed you into a pig.
I wasn't going to win that wizard fight.
Oh, no, you were not. She cast a spell on you that was much stronger than the version you cast on her. But yes, so she turns Little Fox into a pig. So she's like, and you, and then thump down onto the ground in pig form.
Right. Am I still an enraged pig?
You are enraged, but you're a pig for up to 1 hour.
Good.
The target assumes the hit points of its new form. When you revert to your normal form, you have the number of hit points you had before you transformed. You're limited in the actions you can perform by the nature of your new form. Your gear melds into you, but you can't use any of it.
Okay, how many pig hit points do I have?
Let me see. Pig? Boar, maybe? I think. Let me see what the game gives me. D&D, what have you got for pigs? Boar? Maybe? Yeah. Okay, she turns you into a boar. That works. Let me make sure that the boar is reasonable. So, turns you into a beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's. Okay, perfect. So she can't upscale you. Okay, so you turn into a pig. You are now a boar. I will put a boar token on the table. I'll give you control over it.
What a boring turn of events, Adam.
Okay. All right. So this boar is you now. You have 11 hit points and an armor class of 11. I'm just gonna shift you into the GM layer here. Yeah, cool. So you turn into a pig.
Everything went black, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
That's
see.
okay. You're surrounded by baddies. I wonder if I can change it so that it just, let's see, because it says represent character. I wonder if I can change this without changing. It'll change your stats if I give you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I give you this boar. So yeah, I'll
You can just put the pig
I'll put
token
the pig
over
token on
top
top
of my
if you want to.
token.
Yeah, if you want to keep seeing what's up. Okay.
Because I want to, be able to see.
All right, so just ignore yourself. I'll take care of pig hit points and stuff. So you turn back into a pig, and Zendala like shakes her head. She's like, idiot.
Another job well done.
And when we see her do that, she like pats her hand. We get a close up of her, and there's the lamplight around her neck. We see a gold ring etched with an intricate white pattern, and then I think she looks at the cage and sees that it's been ripped open, and she shouts to the thugs. She's like, "Finish with that thing, and then go and find Simber." So Arcturus,
Yeah.
you run
160
for it.
foot run.
Okay, so 2 of the thugs are going to try to hog tie you. Little fox. So we're gonna do an opposed athletics for you because you are in boar form. Can you roll? Just roll with a +1. Roll d20 +1.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Adam. I will roll this twice because I'm enraged.
Okay.
Because I still have advantage.
Go pig.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be cartoonishly wrestling with this pig for a bit, but we'll see. And they get advantage too because there's 2 of them. They're both trying to wrestle you. So, oh, that's pig
I rolled
poor.
poorly.
All right, so the thugs. Yeah, so we'll do the same way we did the other thing. They basically grab onto you. One of them grabs you and like holds you down, and you're just kicking your little feet, but probably not squealing because you're a little fox.
No, it's like bellowing. It's making this like Princess Mononoke giant boar style, like
Terrifying.
And the other one ties your feet. And so they restrain they restrain Miss Piggy over here. And
I like to imagine Ishi just following after Simba and like pestering him about the hat and like where his stuff is.
The other 2 thugs are going to they turn and they see Artis Simber standing there, and Artis turns around, he puts his hands up and he's like, boys, we can be reasonable about this. Look, I just wanted to get my bag and then I was going to be on my way. The lady has the ring, okay? We don't have to be. And he like looks over and he sees his friend fighting with this other thug. So let's see what his base attack.
Get him, dragon bait.
So
murder this guy.
His base attack bonus is, God, it's gonna be hard to, because he's like a monster block, so I have to disentangle him from his normal attack. So 5. So he gets a plus. It looks like a +2 to hit. So let's just roll that. I'll roll his strength. He misses. So he takes a swing, and the 2 of them are fighting. And we can see that he's like, Dragonbait is an accomplished fighter, but he's not used to fighting with a warhammer, and so he's not doing so good.
A +2.
Yes, because he has a weapon normally on his stat block that gives him a +3 to hit, and he has a total of +5.
That's weird.
That
feels low.
That's what his character sheet says. Let me double check.
No, you're probably right.
Oh no, sorry. It's I was looking at the damage. He's got another plus. Let's see, 8. Another +3.
Presumably he's
it's +5
in it.
It's +5 total. Yeah, it's his proficiency bonus. Yeah, so it's actually a +5, but that still wouldn't have hit. So what can I roll instead? I guess I can just give him here.
Yeah, I have a +5 on my warhammer.
Warhammer. To hit +5. What's the damage on a warhammer?
1d8 +3, or 1d8 plus.
It's plus his strength.
Plus strength
modifier.
Yeah. So let me just test it real quick. Warhammer, Dragonbait. That's correct. And then a hit is okay. Good. So that's the damage.
Oh no! If you're using it 2-handed, it's 1d10. By the way.
Yes, he would be.
For Warhammer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, I use it.
Because he doesn't have a shield. Yeah. Okay. Great. So we have adjusted Dragonbait accordingly. He also gets a second attack because he has multi-attack. So let me just fix that for him. So 1d10, you said?
Yeah, 1d10 damage.
Okay, so this is his second attack. That one hits for 4 damage. All right.
I was really hoping this guy would be a huge badass.
He is when he has his proper weaponry. So Little Fox, you're tied up. This is not you can't strength burst free from these ropes. You're like restrained.
Can I roll over into the fire?
No, they're holding you down. Like the plan here is to pick you up and like carry you somewhere else. You could try to get free of them.
Can I try to wriggle free of them and roll into the fire?
But you're tied up, so disadvantage. But you try to wriggle free. Yeah.
Is it a strength check?
It's an athletics check. Yep.
Okay, great.
Little pig.
I have advantage still.
Yeah, because you're still in rage.
My rage
wait,
ended?
you didn't take any damage. Yeah, you didn't take any damage, and you haven't hit anything since your last turn.
Well, my last action was murdering a thing with my
I guess
hammer.
this is your last round of rage.
Yeah.
Because if this one ends, then you're.
So I still have advantage, which cancels out the disadvantage. So it's just a straight up roll.
Yep.
Athletics. I get a 21.
Mm-hmm.
But you roll a nat 20.
I got a 22. Yep. So so you're squealing and kicking and trying to get away, and they're like, no, not so fast, little pig. Come here. Artis, God, what is he gonna do? Because he has a club and he can't really fight. Like he's just like, and I think he just drops the club and he puts his hands up and he's like, all right. I mean, you're gonna need a new cage. One of the thugs socks him in the face, and I think he just goes down. I think he's just like he lets himself get taken out of the fight. He's not a good fighter. Like he just, so he just.
What is he good at, Adam? He can't make
out.
hats. He can't get out of cages. What is he good
talking
for?
shit. Zandala, I think, is going to go and help with the dragon bait situation. So she comes striding through the camp, walks over your body. Where's a good? I guess she stands here next to you, Malik. And what's she gonna do? Let me see what spells she has left. Where are you, Zandala? Okay, so she's already cast. Oh, okay, she could try to polymorph again, so maybe she will do that. Yeah, let's make a save. Let's see if dragon bait gets turned into a pig too. Dragon bait. And what kind of? It's a wisdom save, right?
That's what you made me roll.
Okay. Makes it. All right. So he's unaffected by that spell. Arcturus.
That's 2.
Running for it. It's concentration, right? She wouldn't have cast that again. All right. So I'll just keep her. I'm going to keep her spell on the list. So she's just observing for now. She thinks the thugs can take him out. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot that it was concentration in this version. Okay. So the thugs, now that they've dealt with Simber, I feel like Dragonbait isn't going to fight to the death here. I think he gives up too. I think that the both of them, like now that Artis is unconscious, he's not here to fight to the death. And I think he surrenders as well. And they probably like knock him out. So Little Fox, what are you going to do? Do you want to try to keep fighting it, like fighting free here, or what's the,
I'm going to rage again because my rage ends.
No, okay, so this is where we got to get into the discussion of polymorph. I don't think you can polymorph again now. Because...
Or rage again? Does it say that I lose all my class features?
We did rule that we couldn't use those features back in White Plume, but I don't know if you want to do the same.
So the transformation lasts for the duration. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores. So you're only as smart as the pig. Yeah, you are a pig in every meaningful way. So you can't rage because... a pig does not have that ability.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to do it anyways with disadvantage then. Get free, roll myself into the fire to burn the rope and like GTFO. That is my goal.
Okay, well, the thugs still get to go, right? If you're still like struggling.
Yeah.
So I think if they have you grappled, they're going to try to drag you away, like to throw you in the cage. Because they know the spell won't last forever. So they move half their movement rate and drag you with them. So they move 15 and then another 15 there. So they get you over by the unconscious guy. Okay. So yeah, now on your turn. You can...
Desperate bid for freedom. I guess I'm not even rolling my thing. I'm rolling the pig stat. So hold on.
Yeah. So the opposed is 17. And the boar has Yeah.
If I'm rolling at disadvantage, then I can't possibly succeed because I get a 16 as my
Yeah.
as this roll here. So yep.
Yep.
Won't even bother rolling the second.
Okay, so yeah, you get hooked in the cage, and I think that like because all three of you are kind of like out of the fight, Arcturus, you arrive after the fight is over, and you don't know what's going on inside, but we all do. Let me just let's move all this shit around. Artis is back in the cage, and the cage is much more cramped now. All four of them have been thrown into the cage. And
The door, while it doesn't quite work, is still being guarded.
yes, and now there's like 3 guards. And I think they're probably in the midst of like finding some way to like fix up the cage or do something to like improve it. But let's see, roll the minimum amount of time that it'll take for things to happen without interruption. Let's have a roll, Malik, and I'll roll for them. So Artis, roll a d4. Yeah. DM knows what's up. 3, 3, and 1. Okay, so Artis wakes up after an hour, which is about the same time that Little Fox turns back into Little Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Well, I get to the camp way before.
and way before that. Well, you get to the vicinity of the camp, which is still being guarded. So do you just like run up? You're coming in from the north. Do you just like run up to the edge of the thing shouting and waving your hands? Because the fighting sounds stop pretty quickly, like before you get there.
I guess, yeah, like I run to the edge of the pit and like there's all these like spikes and stuff.
And you're not making any effort to be hidden?
No.
Okay. So yeah, the guards are they see you and they see you coming and they point their bow at you and one of them shouts, Who's there?
And I like think and I'm like close my eyes and I'm like, it's me, the fish man.
Make a persuasion check. You can make it with advantage.
Okay. Persuasion. 20.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So the guard is like, oh, hey, aren't you supposed to be on a mission?
We got waylaid. My companions, didn't they come back to the camp and discuss this?
He looks over his shoulder at the cage and he's like, yeah, we got some of your friends here.
And I mean, it sounded like there was a bit of a. I came running because I heard a ruckus.
He says, yeah, your wizard friend picked a fight with the commander's new friends.
And that went. Is anyone dead?
He looks back and he shuts down. He's like, any of them die? And there's like a gruff voice from underneath. And he looks over. He's like, I don't think so. One of them got turned into a pig, though.
I never seen Malik do that, so it must have been the other one. Right. Could I? Oh. Right. Thank you. I don't suppose that. Oh. This is awkward. I told her that I wouldn't follow her. I told the commander that I would go on this thing, and you know what? I'll be back. Yeah.
He just scratches his head. He's like, all right, good luck with your mission or whatever.
I think we'll need it. Thank you.
He gives you a little salute. Have fun out in the jungle.
And like, I think that Arcturus is very much like, all right, so someone turn, because the thing is that like, I know that Malik can't turn things into pigs, or at least he hasn't done that before.
You've certainly never seen Malik use that ability. Yeah.
Like he said that my wizard friend got in a fight with another spellcaster, which like can't have been any of the people already in the camp, so it must have been that girl. No one's dead, so if I go in there, it's probably only gonna get worse because she'll get mad at me.
Yeah, so you wanna head back. I think we see you coming back. Like we don't need to like watch you the whole way, but like so you come back through the jungle and the captain like stands up and goes for a sword and then she realizes it's you. She looks at you and she says, Is everything okay? What happened?
As far as I can understand, Malik and Little Fox, in attempting to figure out if the camp was in danger, got disarmed. There was a fight.
She nods. She says, I could have told you that. Did you see the look in her eyes when she left? She didn't go there to have a conversation.
Yes. If I return now, I have a feeling that the commander would be upset. And that woman did ask me very forcefully not to follow her. Honestly, I'm very conflicted at this moment and would like your advice.
My advice about what?
If I go back alone to try and, I don't know, negotiate for the release of my friends, it's very likely that I will just end up with them in a cage.
She's nodding as you speak. Yes.
It will take us several days if we are to try alone now to go figure out what happened to your friends in the jungle. And by then, my friends could be executed, or I don't know how your captain deals with captives, but this woman is much more capable than my friend at well, I don't know what she's capable of. I don't know what her intentions are, but she didn't kill them.
She nods. She says, yes, you're in a bit of a spot, aren't you?
Do you think that your commander would put them to death for starting a fight?
Not if no one got killed. Eye for an eye, hand for a hand, that sort of thing, but if they've committed a crime, if they've attacked someone in the camp that the commander considers to be his ally, he's a harsh man. They're likely to stay prisoners until either they die of starvation or disease. They'll get no medical treatment. They're going to be locked in that cage for a long time. And if someone does come from Port Nanzaru, he'll send them back and they'll be tried there.
I do not intend to leave them there for untold days or weeks. I just think that I would be on better grounds to negotiate if we came back having done what we set out to do. As opposed to not having done that.
She sighs and she says,
do you think that we are capable without them of going to see if your party members have survived in the jungle?
You know, I've been thinking about it, and if I'm honest with myself and the gods, those men we're going to find, they're dead already. The best we can do is find their shields and bring them home. She looks over at her men, some of whom are asleep and others just kind of sitting quietly, and she says, I'm risking their lives for more. But what else is there to do? She sighs and looks down and she says, this is not the quest I signed up for. I had thought we would be fighting monsters, saving villagers, that sort of thing, but this jungle, it's brought nothing but misery to me and my men, to the whole order. Everything's falling apart. And she's sitting right on a log and she like puts her hands on her head and she's just like, I don't know what to do anymore. And you can see like the despair just like dragging her down.
Mm. So you believe that these men are dead?
She looks up at you and she's like, quietly now. I mean, I've never seen anyone go into the jungle and come back alive. Ourselves included. For all I know, this is a trick. We're in Siric's realm. This is a hell. We've all died already.
I probably wouldn't be in the same. I think that we think of the afterlife differently. So rest assured, that's probably not the case. at least in my estimation. I, like you, would rest easier knowing that the men that you sent into the jungle were alive or dead or captured. Do you think that it is capable for us to find that out with the party that we have present currently? Or are we just going to meet our own end?
If we go north now, it will be days, maybe longer before we can return. You're leaving your friends, and if by some miracle, or in your case, curse, reinforcements do arrive, we might come back to an empty camp. She shakes her head and she says, I don't know what things are like, where you're from, how people are, but I will tell you this. Breakbone didn't name the camp Vengeance for no reason. It's just the sort of person he is.
I just do not see how I, with the skills that I have, can get my friends out of that cage. I am more likely to join them, and then what help am I?
She nods and she says, well, you seem a good and stalwart sort to me, but... So it occurs to you that if you go there with her, she can like speak for you and you may not just get thrown into jail right away. But
right.
You would have to convince her of that.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess like that's the next thing that Arcturus would be like.
And she already kind of likes Malik, so.
Yeah, and I would be like, I cannot go alone to your commander and request or be heard at all. But if you accompanied me back to the camp, perhaps we could... It was all just a big misunderstanding. We still need Malik and Little Fox to get to do the mission, right? If we just... You know him better than I do. We could try. He won't throw you in the cage.
She raises an eyebrow like, you don't understand the situation.
I don't.
She says, the commander might be willing to listen to me. What was this guy's name? Firebeard, I think. She says, how well does Captain Firebeard like you? Do you have a rapport with him? You and your friends?
He likes Little Fox very much, from what I understand of.
And Sister Sias, did you have a chance to speak with her above and beyond your helping her with the sick? Would she speak for you?
Humans.
She shakes her head and she says, if you want to go back to the camp, I will come with you. I don't want to send these men to their doom, and if you think your friends are in danger, I have to learn when to let go. That their lives are more likely to continue inside that camp than out.
Thank you.
But do you think now is the time? It's the middle of the night. Tempers are still high.
I'm sure we can wait till morning. Your captain doesn't do midnight executions, does he?
She shakes her head. We don't execute people. Leastwise, not those we consider people, anyway.
Of that whole like, oh, we don't execute people. We just leave them to starve in a cage. We're civilized.
Starve one night.
I mean, like the thing is, there's jungle justice, right? Okay, so Arcturus, you were able to get a long rest in, because there is that.
Get my spells back.
Some hours later, Little Fox, you turn back into a person, but you're still like they've tied you up, right? So because they know you're strong, right? So you're still hogtied, but you're a person.
Okay.
And you're in the cage, which has got its door like kind of jammed back on, and it's being guarded. And Artis, you see him when you kind of come to. Artis is like holding his friend, and kind of shaking him like, come on, buddy. Come on, you wake up. And he sees that you're like conscious, and he looks over at you. And he shakes his head, and he's like, I just wanted to get out of here. And when you look at him, can you make a perception check?
Who, little old me?
Yeah, please. All right, it's dark, but you're perceptive. It seems that he has more like gray hair than he did before, like in his beard and at his temples, and he has like his wrinkles seem like deeper than they were before. And he's like, yeah, he's got his friend. And he's like, come on, buddy, wake up.
Yeah, little Fox is busy being angry about being tied up at the moment, I think. So she doesn't pay him much attention and just kind of is like nudging Malik with her foot or with her knee or something.
Okay.
'Cause yeah, if I'm actually, if my arms are tied to my feet, then
you're like lying on your side.
Yeah.
So when you, I guess then we can move ahead. Some hours later, the Malik and Dragonbait wake up, and Dragonbait and Arcturus is having, Artis is having a conversation with Dragonbait quietly, and he's like, well, we weren't gonna leave your stuff behind. No, I know, and now she has the ring. Well, I can't very well get it like this. No, I feel fine. Why? I'm fine. Sorry. And he looks over at you, Malik, and you're like coming to, and your head is like throbbing, like someone jammed an ice pick in there.
Well, that didn't go how I wanted it to go.
And he looks at you and he's like, yeah, you and me both. And Big Blue over there. It's been a rough night. And he turns around, like he's standing now. He turns around and he's like, we would have been fine if it weren't for these Zentish pigs. And they turn around and he's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And the guy just like spits on the ground. He's like, shut up, Simber. And Artis is like, if I wasn't in this cage. And the guy walks over to him and he puts his hand, like Artis takes a step back. He's like, whoa, I mean, I didn't mean anything by it. And the thug taps the bars of his mace and he's like, that's right. Look at you. You ain't got your fancy ring now. And Artis is like, just like, you can hear his teeth grind.
So that's what she was after.
And he looks over at you and he's like, what? And the thug kind of like, goes back to
the woman. She, no relation, just wanted this magic item of yours.
Yeah, it's looking like. And he holds his hand up and you can see the space where the ring was. He says, I don't know what happened. 1 minute I had it, then I didn't.
Do you know her? Who she is?
I've never seen that snake in my life. Kind of cute though. If you like him, evil.
Malik shrugs. She's a much stronger spellcaster than I am. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's like, well, yeah, you and me both.
I like pat myself down. Like, what stuff do I still have?
Nothing. They would have taken. She's smart enough to have taken your spell components.
Yeah,
because she's a sorcerer too. So yeah, she would have taken anything that would have let you cast spells.
Well, I know one of my friends was at least planning on helping you break out in the first place, but now it looks like we're going to have to work together. You hadn't had the conversation yet.
There's a thug standing like hella within earshot, right? So if you're gonna be
sorry, I thought you said he'd walked away.
Well, I mean, you can. I mean, you guys can see on the map, right? Like, that's where they are.
Oh, it's underneath my character sheet. Okay, yeah. So instead of that, he says, "Oh," after he pats himself down and like shrugs and says, "Guess we're in for a wait until something changes."
And he looks out like into the dark, and he says, "I gotta get that ring back." And he's just like staring, kind of like hungrily into the darkness. So I think like the night goes by because there isn't really, you can't like, you could try, I guess, to like break free, but you know, they're all still here. So unless there's something you want to do, you could take I guess like a short rest, but not a long one because you're all jammed in this cage and it's really uncomfortable. No one can really sleep.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to full health at least.
I mean, yeah, you can spend your hit dice and stuff if you want to. Okay. So sometime near dawn, the thugs are swapped out for guards, and Zandala comes back one last time, because she's a villain. She's come back one last time to gloat as her men are getting ready to leave. So she comes back and she's smiling and she looks like she had a great sleep, and she's got this ring around her neck, and she looks at Artis and she's like, "You look like hell, Simber." And he looks up at her and he's like, just kind of squints at her, and she says, "I guess that's what happens." Like holds the ring in her hand, and she's like, "I've been hunting you for months. You should never have come back to the jungle. God, you're a fool. We lost track of you in Waterdeep, but here you are, and here I am, and now I've got your ring, and you're going to die out here in the jungle." And she looks at Dragonbait with your stupid, smelly friend. She grins. She's like, "Today's going to be a great day. I don't even have to kill you." And she looks past you at the other two, and she says, she grins and then looks back at him. She's like, "You know, it's fitting, really. I spent all this time trying to chase you down, trying to kill you and get the ring. And now the Order of the Gauntlet's going to do it for me. Have a nice time being executed, traitors." And she walks away, and you see her walk by one of the thugs, and she's like, "Come on, let's go." And the thug turns back and looks at you like, tough life. And so she disappears from view. So as that's happening, as her folks are getting ready to go, what's happening at the camp out in the woods?
I mean, I think that we get up and I like make sure that what's her face? What's her name? I get NPC names.
Oh, the captain. Her name is Captain. Yeah. I want to call her Captain Phaedra, but that's not her name. Her name is something fantasy sounding.
Okay, well, the captain. I make sure that the captain
call her the captain for now.
Still on board with going back to the camp with me and trying to make sure that my friends don't get dead.
Her name is Captain Salhana.
And if she is, then yeah, that's what we would do.
Okay. So I guess you probably arrive at the gates as they're being opened to let these folks out. So how does that go? Are you trying to make an effort to stay hidden in the crowd of soldiers, or?
I mean, I think when I see the lady, I'm like, ugh. And yeah, probably try and not get spotted by her.
Okay, make a stealth. Make a. This would be like a inconspicuous with some ob penalties, but yeah, go ahead and make a
stealth.
Make a stealth roll.
Yep, this is gonna go great.
10. Okay. So she sees you as they're leaving. So you see this group of thugs, one of whom is like bandaged and looks like pretty beat up. You see them coming out, and she comes out and looks at you, and you're with the soldiers, and she's like, she kind of pouts a little. She's like, "Well, what are you doing back here? Didn't we have an agreement?"
I found my companions, and I couldn't persuade them not to. I'm not good with talking, generally.
She looks you up and down, and she shakes her head, and she says, "You know, if I weren't having such a great morning, I'd probably light you on fire right now. You're lucky I'm in such a good mood." And
Did you find it?
So she starts to push past you. Like, she's like, "I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm in a good mood. You're allowed to live. See you later." But you can talk to her as she's walking by.
Yeah, so. I would have been like, "Did you find your father?" Because he's not like in the group.
And she looks over her shoulder and she says, Oh, that old man? I got everything I needed from him.
Okay. Thanks for not lighting me on fire.
So her and her men, they actually go over to these boats, and they like unhook a couple of them, like enough for the group of them to get in, and they just take them, and they leave. They set out across the river.
I mean, I guess I would assume that they were like allowed to if the guards aren't stopping them. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of like confused look, but yeah, it doesn't look like they're surreptitiously like, I'm stealing the boats.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you and Captain Salhana come back inside, and come into the camp. And I think we see a shot of the group of you as the gates kind of close behind you. Captain Salhana looks nervously at you, and then your viewpoint swings around and you see the tent. And just before Commander Breakbone emerges from the tent, let's take a break.
Okay.
All right. Stick around. We'll be back with one more hour of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation.